Hello guys, this is Aiden from China. Welcome back to the video. So last year I interviewed my friend Sandus, asked a few questions about Palestine, what happened to the war right now, and about the culture, the food, and also why she moved to China. I felt like this is a very heavy topic, but during the interview which I made last year, I wasn't really nervous or I don't know. So let's go.
Thanks for your time. Can you do a self-introduction, like where are you from?
My name is Sundus. I'm 29 years old. I'm Palestinian Canadian, and I moved to China in 2021.
What made you want to move to China?
I had a friend back in Oman in 2019 that had lived in China for about 2 years. And she told me that she had the best experience of her life. And when she moved back to Oman, she actually regretted leaving China. And I actually knew nothing about China at the time because obviously, where do you ever see people talk about China anywhere on social media, at least in a positive way? So she shared her adventures and her photos and her videos, and she helped me apply. But I only made the decision in 2021. It was very difficult coming here because it was during COVID times and people thought I was crazy. Why would you want to go there when there are COVID restrictions and lockdowns and stuff? And I was quarantined for a month and a half, but it was really worth it. It was really worth it. Now I don't want to leave. Now I want to stay here.
What are the top 3 things you like about China?
Top 3 things. I would say the peace and quiet. I like that. I like the diversity. It kind of tricks you because people think that, there are a lot of similarities among Chinese people in different provinces and different cities, definitely. But at the same time, because I've moved a lot, I was in Guiyang for a period of time. I moved to Shandong, I was in Wuxi, and then I came here to Hainan. And you can tell there's a lot of diversity among people from different cities and different provinces. The culture for me is something that I enjoy because it's very similar to our culture, to Middle Eastern culture in a way, especially the family values, family life, gatherings, community, which is something that I really appreciate. What else do I like about China? So I said peace and quiet, community and culture. For me, I like the way that people have pride in who they are. They have pride in their culture. They don't try to be anything else. And they're also very welcoming, especially to foreigners. They're very, very welcoming, very interested and curious in a very good way. They ask a lot of questions.
Okay, so as a foreigner woman living in China, do you feel safe?
Very, very safe. Very safe. Again, I've traveled to different countries and I lived in different countries before. And I think China is by far the place where I felt most safe. I can walk any time in the night and not feel scared. And which to me is important for someone that's living alone in China, no family, no relatives. And it's very, very safe for women.
So in any cities you live in China, you will be very comfortable walking on the street, even 3 in the morning?
I never had an issue at all going out at night as a woman. Never felt scared. I feel like people are really, really helpful. If they see you on the street late at night, you'd find people suggesting to drive you home. And it's not ever in a creepy kind of way. It was never in a creepy kind of way. They never push it. I had several experiences with that, especially back in Shandong. I lived in a tiny village called Shuguang. And there weren't really many people, not many foreigners. I think we were just 10 foreigners all together in Shuguang. But there were many instances where I would go out at night for a walk with my dog and you'd find people because there's what is a foreigner doing here walking alone at night, 1 a.m.? Is she lost? Does she need help? Or they're just curious and they want to get to know you. But what I really appreciate that, maybe in any other country I would have felt creeped out a little bit, but here it was never ever in a creepy kind of way. That they leave you alone. If they ask you a few questions, do you need help? Do you need me to drive you somewhere? If you say no, then they just leave you alone and drive by.
Can you give a bad example if that happens in Canada?
In Canada, I'm home by 7 p.m. I never go out in Canada at night alone. honestly, not even with my own brother by my side. I don't feel safe. But again, that's not to everyone and it's not to everywhere. But as a woman, of course, like you're going to feel scared in some situations, right? Because obviously a woman is more likely to be a target of something than anyone else. I don't get that feeling at all here in China.
God had a very good experience with the safety stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're the first foreigner woman I ever interviewed.
Really?
You're the first
Yay.
one. Welcome to the channel.
Thanks.
Questions are getting tough. So as a Canadian Palestinian, can you tell us what a lot of Chinese don't know exactly what's going on in the war right now.
Yeah.
Can you give us what can we do? Is there something we can do?
I think there's a lot we can do, and we try to put limitations on ourselves regarding what we can and we can't do. But I feel at this point, when you can't do like any direct action, what you can do is raise awareness at least, because there are a lot of people that don't know anything about Palestine. And when people ask me where you're from and I tell them Palestine, it's like, Pakistan? They don't know where it is. Which to me is fine. Like I always tell people, we're not the center of the universe. Like people come from different places, different countries, different backgrounds, and we're not supposed to know everything about everyone in every nation, right? But at this very critical stage in Palestine and with what's going on back home, I feel like the number one thing that needs to be done is to dismantle all the propaganda, all the lies, open up people's eyes to the truth of what's going on and be open to conversation. For people to be more curious, to ask more questions, because, and this is what I believe in, if there's one type of injustice happening somewhere in the world, it is bound to happen to other people as well. And it's not because I am Palestinian that I urge people to take action, but it's because I'm a human being, and if this would have happened to anywhere and to anyone else in the world, I would have the same reaction. People grew up hearing stories about different kind of injustices and reading history books, and we always asked ourselves, like, how did people let this happen? And why didn't people try to do anything to stop it? And we reflect on these stories and these events from the past, and we think that we're in a better place now, or that we're better people. And I'd really would like to think that people are actually better than what people were like in the past, that maybe we have changed, and that we're ready to do something and to take action rather than just sit idly by and watch. And yeah,
I'm sure there's more like good people out there better than bad people out there. Is there any like foundations like we can raise like an online donation to give at least some help? Do you know any?
With donations, I would ask people to take precautions because so first of all, it's not easy for people in Gaza now to have access to money, to banks. So with donations, I think just probably go to websites like the UN, World Food Program. I think it's easier for me to donate because I know many people in Gaza, so I can just send it directly to them. But I would not urge people to just donate randomly to anyone on the internet that sets up a donations account, because you never know where the money is going to go. So, I mean, just go through official websites and official bodies like the UN, World Food Program, and there are a few others that I'd probably update you on later.
Okay. Any future updates, I will leave it in the comment box, and I will pin that information.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's really nice of you.
And is there something like from your own personal experience or you want to share about? Nah, let's forget about the sad story.
It's not a sad story. It is a sad story,
it is very sad.
But it's life. It's the reality. I mean, there's no point saying, "Oh, it's sad," then we shouldn't talk about it. The reality is sad sometimes.
Is your family all in Canada or?
So my family, which is my immediate family, so my parents, my brothers and sisters, they're all either in Canada, and some of them are in Kuwait right now, and I have a sister here in China.
Sorry, where is Kuwait?
Kuwait is in the Middle East, so it's right next to Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia. It's in the Arabian Gulf area. But almost all of my relatives are still in Gaza right now. Yeah.
Are they doing okay? Or are they?
So most of communication is cut with them right now because now people don't have access to the internet. We can't really make phone calls with them either. Some people have something called eSIMs, but they work for some people and not for others, like depending on your location, where exactly you are in Gaza. I have some family members living in the central area in Gaza. Some of them moved south. And for them, the reality, it's harsh because they have no access to food. They have no access to clean water. They're basically starving to death, and I don't want to try to make light of it. I just like to name things as they are. They're basically being starved to death. And I have part of my family that moved to the south, which was the designated safe zone. So they're living in tents currently. You've got like, I don't know, 100 people lined up to go to one like single toilet that they've set up. Again, no food, no water, living in right now in the cold, rainy weather. I do have some contact with some of them from time to time, especially the ones that do have eSIMs. And yeah, it's never an easy conversation, to be honest, with them.
Okay, I would like to know more about if there's some lucky guys out there, they just won the lottery, they would like to give out the money to you. How are you gonna send the money or supplies to people in Gaza?
So right now I have a few friends that I trust, and again, the key word is being a person that you trust and that you know for sure can send the money to Gaza, because again, it's not very easy to do that. So I have a couple of friends that I've donated to before, and I can see their work on the ground. So they share updates, videos, and stories about what they've done with the money and how they've distributed blankets, for example, or winter clothes, or flour and food to people in Gaza, especially in the north, because the north got hit the hardest. So yeah, I would say, because I don't expect people to trust me either, because I'm a stranger. Like, why would you send your money to a stranger? To me, that's okay. Just again, go to trusted official bodies like the UN, World Food Program, and you know where your money is going if that's a concern.
So, stories behind, like me and Santos, we know each other more than half a year.
Yeah.
I know where she lives, I know where she works, I know your
Do you know
colleagues.
where I live?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Just today.
No, like you told me last time.
Oh, okay.
So, if you guys trust me, feel free to DM me, hit me up. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Can you tell us more stories about Palestine? Like, I heard like it's a beautiful country. The food is amazing.
Our food is awesome, man. I've lived there for 14 years, so I grew up there. We moved back from Canada when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and then I left Gaza in 2016 when I moved to Kuwait. Sometimes, I mean, there was a point in my life where I actually blamed my parents for moving back to Gaza, because like you had this life in Canada and then suddenly you're in a refugee camp like where I grew up. But actually, now when I think back at it, I really appreciate what my parents did. I appreciate that they've allowed me the opportunity to connect with my people, with my relatives, with my roots, learn my language. And it wasn't the best experience in Gaza, but the friendships that I've created, the lessons that I've learned about life from these 14 years of living in Gaza, to me, that's priceless. And that's something that I will pass on to my children, and I hope my children will pass on to their children. I think living in Gaza has taught me the reality of life and struggle, and what you can do for other people even when you don't have much. And that's, I think, what I admire about my people right now in Gaza, is that there's no access to food, no access to water, no access to money, but you see them sharing what little they have with each other. And you see them trying to uplift one another in these difficult times, opening up their homes to other people. You have like 70 people now living in a tiny apartment, taking refuge and shelter. And they don't complain. Like, there's always space for everyone. And again, to me, that's something that I would want to pass on to my kids, just to teach them that no matter what you go through, there is space for other people. You have to always make space for other people.
I think when the tragedy happens, bring people actually closer.
Yeah. And in some situations it doesn't. And that's completely fine. It's completely natural. But the ability to keep that softness and, you know, when you're pushed, especially when you're starving, and that mentality is a survival mentality. You are not really expected to think about other people or to share with other people because your survival is on the line. So when I see people going out of their way and supporting others and sharing what little they have with others, that to me is humanity. That is humanity, is when you don't have much, but you are still willing to share it with other people. Survival is collective survival. I survive if you survive.
I hope more people hear your voices.
Thank you.
It's really important. What are some good food in Palestine? If we get to visit in the future, I'd like to try. Just name it and I'll find a picture of it.
Would you know?
I know nothing. I probably know some like rice with the lambs and I use your hand to. You guys use hand to eat. It tastes better actually, to be honest.
I mean, okay, so in some in some cultures in the Middle East, that is a thing. You'd find that mostly in like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, and some people in Gaza still do it. But no, like lamb and rice, I think that's mostly like Gulf countries. We don't. In Gaza, we have something called maftoul, which my dad made for me. Actually, my mom sent it from Canada. She made it and then she sent it, and then we had it for like 3 days in a row, my dad and I.
You have a picture.
I have a picture, and I have, and he cooked a new batch yesterday. I would love to share it with you if you're still here. Maftoul, I love maftoul. We have fetta. Fetta is great. What else?
You told me feta before.
Really?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, it is mostly actually rice based, and you do have some rice and in meat. Msakhan, Palestinian msakhan. What else? I think these are my top. Magluba, for sure. Magluba translates to upside down. So basically, like you have the rice and the vegetables and the meat, and then when you cook it, you just flip the pot, and then it comes up like a cake. It tastes really good.
I have to see the picture.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm not the best cook, but I'm just going to take advantage of the fact that my dad is here and he'll cook for you.
Is there any good Palestinian food in China? You ever been to any restaurant?
I've never found. Maybe you'd find those in Yiwu. Did I say it right? Yiwu.
Oh,
You have a large Arab presence there. And if you go to like Jordanian restaurants, Syrian restaurants, Lebanese restaurants, you'd find some food that's similar to Palestinian, because like the Levant area, we share some foods, right? I think I was told Iwa, I've never been there, but there's a big Arab. Guangzhou also has. Guangzhou, lots of Arabic food. Palestinian, not sure, to be honest. Okay. Yeah.
If you guys know it, please comment. I would love to know too.
Even if it's at the end of the earth.
We can call them. Hey, can you make a delivery like a Meituan?
Take all my money.
What's the language sound like? Is it very different with Arabic or?
It is Arabic. Yeah, so we do speak Arabic. Arabic is a very, very difficult language. I know that Chinese is really, really hard, but Arabic is really difficult.
I have a friend, she married. She now lives in Dubai and she speaks Arabic.
Oh, really? She's from China, Chinese?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
We're from the same city.
Ah, well, Arabic grammar is also very different from other languages. And we read and write from right to left rather than from left to right.
Hold on, right to left.
Yeah.
It's like ancient Chinese.
Oh, you guys do that?
Yeah, right to left.
Oh, ancient Chinese.
Yeah.
So not anymore.
Well, if you're classic enough, you can still do it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so that's it. And I don't know what it sounds like. What does it sound like to you?
Arabic?
Yeah. Like a bunch of gibberish?
It reminds me of my first roommate in the US. He's from Saudi.
Oh, Saudis, their accent is so thick. I like it, it's really, really thick.
Can you say something in your language?
What do you want me to say?
Describe beautiful today, something like that. I know it's a beautiful language.
You want me to describe today's weather?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something.
So there's the standard Arabic, which is like the standard written Arabic that we obviously share in the Middle East. But then we have also like really a lot of different dialects and accents. So Palestinian, Syrian, Lebanese, and Jordanian, they sound somewhat similar. Egyptian sounds really, really different. Moroccan, so hard. I don't understand a word they say. Because I think it's a mix of Arabic, French, and I think they have Amazigh, like a tribal language. I'm not sure Moroccans. Yeah, so when they speak to us, they speak in our accent or in our dialect so we can understand them. So what I'm going to say now, I'm going to speak in the standard written Arabic, and then I'm going to speak in the like colloquial Arabic. Right?
Colloquial Arabic is like casual conversations.
Yeah, casual conversation. And then you tell me if it sounds different.
Hi.
Okay. So now the standard Arabic, okay. استيقظت اليوم نهارا على صباح جميل. كانت الشمس ساطعة. وكان أبي في المطبخ. Or don't laugh at me. كان أبي في المطبخ يعد القهوة ووجبة الفطور. ذهبت مع كلبي لنمشي دقائق في الخارج. Okay, now I'm going to try to say it in colloquial Arabic, okay?
So that's all it takes for like today's beautiful. That's
No, just say
that
what
long.
happened this morning. what I did this morning when I woke up, okay? Colloquial Arabic. صحيت اليوم الصبح بدري. Sounds different, eh? صحيت اليوم الصبح بدري. كانت الشمس طالعة. وبابا كان بيعمل قهوة بالمطبخ. نزلت أنا وكلبي مشان نتمشى.
That's completely different.
It sounds completely
I
different.
only catch two phrases. One is aloha.
Aloha? No, when did I say that?
Aloha something.
No.
Another one is like that's what I catch.
So Arabic is called the Dad language because we have a sound that no other language has, which is Dad. Try to say it.
Dot.
No.
Dot.
Da.
Dot.
Da.
Dot.
No.
Sound like D-O-G. Dot.
It's not a da. There's
Da.
da and then there's da.
What does that mean?
Da is thicker. It's a sound.
Oh.
Oh, sound in the alphabet. Da.
It's like Korean would say like smida, something like that, in the end of the sentence. You
Oh,
use
no,
that too, right?
It's a letter in the alphabet, in the Arabic alphabet. Da.
Okay,
That's
we can
We'll practice that later.
There's a lot of brain work on my CPU right now, and you know
Try-
Hainan is hot.
Try qa.
Huh?
Try this sound. Qa.
Oh. Go.
That for us, means like when you're in pain.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
ugh.
yeah. I know that. Ah. Ka.
There you go. That
Qa.
was good. Good job.
Yeah. Try some Chinese,
Oh no.
and it's my turn to laugh at you.
No.
It says 你好，中国朋友，
No, don't go too fast.
中国朋友。
Zhengguo, Ponyo.
Yes.
What
Hello.
is that? Chinese something.
Chinese friend.
Chinese friend. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, okay.
朋友 is friend.
How do you say it again?
朋友。
Slowly.
朋友。
Pengyo.
Yeah. The pinyin is PMG
Yeah.
YOU.
Why are you Pengyo?
朋友. Easy for you.
I will not remember it in 5 minutes.
Don't worry, I'll send you the audios.
I'm very visual when I learn. Like I have to
Pengyo.
see the word in front of me.
Oh, okay. Pen, P-E-N, right? 朋友 is P-E-N-G with a G. Yo is Y-O-U. So you have the vision of the.
Pengyo. Okay.
You have the vision of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pengyo.
Easy.
But the G is light, right? Be hard.
Good luck. Something I can
I
help.
need it.
Like
when
you-
I start learning.
Oh, you've been saying that for half year. You
But
say that
see,
last
what makes
time.
it difficult is the fact that you don't really have a lot of Chinese Chinese centers. I think people go to universities to learn the language. It's either like you pick it up locally, like by just practicing with people and like doing
Yeah.
your own homework or online lessons.
Yeah, for guys are easy. I mean, I met some guys. They just get drunk and end up conversation.
Speaking
with-
Chinese fluently.
Exactly. Oh, it's hard for you actually,
It is hard.
especially for someone who's antisocial.
Thanks. I mean, I feel like if I actually learned the language better, I had more friends. I'd have more friends.
You don't need more friends.
I need more Chinese friends. That's the gate to learning about people in the culture. I need that.
Actually,
I do need that.
why not you make a social account, like Xiaohongshu account, and I can tag you in all the videos, and maybe people in Hainan will hit you up, and that's how you make friends.
Who speak English?
Doesn't matter. You probably prefer someone don't speak English.
But I mean, in the early stages, I do need someone that does speak English
Okay.
because
You
maybe when I get better at Chinese, then it wouldn't matter.
Well, it's like questions like, do you have the chicken first or the egg first? Yeah.
Oh,
I would suggest most people would say don't hang out with some, not like don't, but like go for anybody.
yeah.
Like, yeah, because obviously like Patrick never learned any Chinese with me. Besides, like I done most of his Chinese
But he
exams.
did go to university and learn Chinese, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I'm saying.
Language center.
Is that what? Yeah, that's what I need. A language center, because it is important that whoever is teaching me speaks English, so I can draw parallels from like the English language, the structure, the grammar in Chinese. You get what I'm saying? So just to make it faster to learn. I don't like learning through like memorization all the time. Like I like to understand how the structure is built, where it comes from, and how it compares to my language. That way
Wow.
it sticks, so I don't have to keep memorizing and working extra hard.
It's
when I
ultimate-
can work smart, not hard.
Ultimate way is practice.
Of course, of course.
I'm
But
sure.
I need the base. I need the foundation.
I'm sure someone in Hainan will hit you up.
If you do know someone that gives Chinese lessons and that can speak English, yeah, please do.
Okay. You guys know where to find her. Okay, that's mostly I want to ask. Major question was the Palestine thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking these questions.
You're welcome.
It was a very good conversation.
I mean, honestly, I didn't have much idea about what exactly is going on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame people, to be honest. I don't. The world is large. There's a lot happening all over the world.
I believe I know more than majority Chinese because I know I have a Palestinian friend. You.
Oh. Did you cheat and meet another Palestinian friend?
Later, maybe.
Thank you guys for watching to the end. Hope the content was useful for you. I felt like when tragedy happens, as a small tiny influencer, I felt like it's an obligation to share the content. I felt like I should have posted earlier because my mom made the donation 2 days ago into the Palestine embassy in China, and she kept telling me about it. So how much I make from this video, I'm gonna donate it all to the embassy. And also lately I've been catching up with Sandos about the donation issues. So like for Chinese audience, you shouldn't trust any organizations but the embassy in China. I really don't know what other ways to donate. Best hope for the people in Gaza and also what happened in Ukraine and Russia now. It's like the song from China, Beyond, is the band. It's the song Amani. When the world happens, children are the one sacrificed. So peace out guys.